one of my favorite coaches, man. Mike McDaniel. You know I love him. You know I gave him my 3 favorite coaching cliches and one more, and he said, not only will I use them, I will use them in my first press conference at the Combine. I will high-five you when I'm done doing, and that he was a man of his word.
He did it, man.
He's just fascinating, man. Fascinating. And coaches utilize their past to be prologue to a successful present and make themselves future champions. We see it all the time. And he's somebody that's very keen on narratives. Very keen on that because he knows his players are going to be, aware of it. Everybody's very online present these days. You can't limit screen time when you're the coach of players. And so he knows it. He knows they hear it. And the more that, coaches even address it, means they're kind of plugged into their players, right? It's like bulletin board material. You kind of front load it. He was talking about narratives last year in Frankfurt, the game that I called on NFL Network between the Chiefs and the Dolphins. And he knew that the narrative of his team is, but who have we really beaten yet? And the Chiefs would be quite a nice feather in the cap and end that narrative on the spot. And that was the narrative that wasn't ended on that spot. And he was still dealing with when they saw the Chiefs again in the playoffs and then got frozen out, literally, figuratively. I don't know if you saw this soundbite. Talking about the time that he sets for meetings for his fellow coaches during the offseason and the meaning that it has, the time that he specifically sets. Hit it.
For half the offseason, you're trying to have staff meetings at different times during the day, and I had every staff meeting I put like at 7:24 or 3:24 or 5:24, like the number 24. Okay, to you guys it means nothing. That's how many years it's been since the organization's won a playoff game. We are going to hear about that come playoff time. You think? So, to me, you do that to empower guys to know what's coming, to understand it, to not run from it. Because if you're going to achieve success where people are predicting failure, you're going to have to go above and beyond.
Also, if your coaches don't want to wait till 24 after the hour to have a meeting, then win a playoff game. Then you reset it. Next year, we'll have meetings right on the hour. That's one way to handle that.
I mean, that's something I would say.
I know that. That's why I addressed you as I was delivering that. Notice I looked at you, not TJ or anybody else.
I mean, it's true.
I know my own audience in this set.
They were the rare team to have 2 playoff games last year.
Dude, I know. Well, the Texans had 3 because they're the ones who won a playoff game in the last week of their regular season to make the playoffs. And you're referring to the fact that the Dolphins had a playoff game in their final week of the regular season. Even though they had already made the playoffs, it was for the right to host one and win the division, and they did not, and they wound up being the wild card team that went to negative gajillion degrees Kansas City from South Florida, and instead of being in beautiful 70, 80-degree weather in their home stadium, they were freezing their asses off and got frozen out because they're not built for that weather.
Bingo.
And speed
Bingo.
Gets killed by the feels like with a negative integer. So I dig it. Now you might be sitting here saying, what does it even matter? But it's just like attention to detail like that and talking about it rather than hiding from it or hiding it or running from it. I kind of dig that sort of stuff. I just wanted to throw that out there. But it would be great for them to win. And I'm sure he wants Tua paid to get that done. Because he just doesn't want Tua going in the huddle thinking, this is my team, everybody. I'm the quarterback of this team, but the team doesn't really want to sign me to my contract that I want. I don't think he wants that sort of vibe, but he can't control that. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.